It's that time of year again to put your top down, to break free of those relentless demands and decisions that have you gridlocked in the stress lane. That's why we're flying the Coop coast to coast, New York to Hulaville, California. Sometimes it's not the being there, but the getting there that's the best part of a vacation. Just ask the doctor. Dr. Daniel Fessenmeyer, that is, professor at the Leisure Research Institute.
Roadside attractions are an important part of the American travel experience.
Right, Professor. It's the roadside attractions keeping us off the interstates. After all, how can you resist a 10-foot-tall Pennsylvania cobra hissing, "Don't miss it"?
I'll let you touch a snake. I'll let you hold one. You can even touch the rattle on a rattlesnake.
Ah, the personal touch. That explains how Clyde Peeling's Reptile Land can stay in business 35 years. Have you ever been bitten by the iguana?
Yeah, you get bitten by a little bit of everything if you stay in this business long enough.
In that case, Clyde, I'm out of here. When you're driving across country, the best way to see a lot of states fast is to see Rock City.
The lead sentence in the Encyclopedia Britannica says on a clear day you can see 7 states from the top of Lookout Mountain. I don't know whether they got it from us or we got it from them, however.
I see the bridge.
You see the bridge?
I see the cars.
Bridges and cars are easy, but most people are putting money in the scopes to see if they can tell the difference between Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, North and South Carolina, and Alabama while standing on a mountain in Georgia. More people than ever are traveling this summer, but they're taking shorter trips. The average vacation is 4.8 nights. So wherever they're going, they're in a hurry to get there.
The problem with, from my point of view as a marketer, is trying to identify those things that will get you off the interstates.
Professor, you mean an attraction that would make me turn off I-44 onto Highway W to Highway FF to Highway F, and then head up the St. Joseph Hill Road? You mean an attraction like the Black Madonna Shrine? And what is the Black Madonna Shrine? Well, here it is. One man's spiritual vision cemented stone by stone into the foothills of the Ozarks.
All the magnificent rock work here was done by Brother Bronislaus.
Was there some master plan to all of this?
Well, he was the only one that knew because he had nothing on paper.
Would this be considered artistic as well as a religious shrine?
Oh, definitely.
Less than halfway to Hulaville. We need to pick up the pace, but those relentless reminders of Missouri's buried treasure won't let us leave the show-me state.
My grandfather initially started putting signs on the barn roofs. As a matter of fact, the majority of the people say the signs are the reason that they came.
Our stop was rewarded with views of a 70-million-year-old natural stage curtain and dripping stalactites. But even more amazing is the floor in the Merrimack Caverns. Is this a linoleum mine?
A lot of ladies in particular think, oh, it's wet or muddy or dirty or something like that when you say you're going to take a cave tour. When they see the linoleum, seems to put them at ease.
The middle of the country, where accents and landscapes flatten out, and you can see an hour down the highway. Afton, Oklahoma, a place where the buffaloes still roam, offers a welcomed off-ramp.
My late husband and I started the Buffalo Ranch in July the 11th, 1953. And when we first opened the Buffalo Ranch, you'd been amazed at the eastern people that had never seen a buffalo in their life.
Almost 40 years later, the tourists still come for the buffalo, although it's occasionally for buffalo on a bun. I think we'll eat a little further down the road. We'll make Amarillo by dinner. The Big Texas Steak Ranch promises a free 72-ounce steak to anyone who can eat a lot and eat it fast.
You have to eat the steak, the baked potato, your shrimp cocktail, your salad, and your roll with butter.
And I have to do that in how much time?
1 hour.
Can it be done? Not by me, but...
We've had to give away over 3,000. We've had wrestlers that come in that ate it raw. A guy came in and ate 2 of them in one sitting, and another guy ate it in 4.5 minutes.
Let's see, that works out to about £1 a minute. Just wrap mine up to go.
Recent studies indicate that tourism is either most important, second most important, or third most important industry for 39 states in the United States.
Professor, when the sun goes down, you can clearly see the importance of tourism in Tucumcari. This New Mexico town of 8,500 people has 2,000 motel rooms. Their neon-engraved invitation is to travelers trying to avoid the franchised vacation.
Don't let the stars get in your eyes, don't let the moon break your heart.
3/4 of the way across the country and we're flying low. But we have to touch down in Albuquerque at the National Atomic Museum, a federally funded roadside attraction.
The most popular exhibit at the National Atomic Museum is, of course, Fat Man and Little Boy, which were the 2 bombs that were detonated over Hiroshima and Nagasaki. When people leave here, we'd like them to take away a feeling that they have a sense of what nuclear energy is all about.
Atomic power, atomic power. It was given by the mighty hand of God.
There are almost 4 million miles of roads in the United States. Interstates account for less than 10% of that total, but carry 71% of all traffic. Another good reason for us to follow the signs that lead off the highway, with promises of mysteries revealed.
For those of you who might have stopped through here about 30 years ago, it's a little bit different than what it was then.
You've got a new thing?
A new thing, brand new. For us anyway, it is brand new.
What is their new thing? Well, it's not the Indian headdresses and rubber tom-toms. It's not the genuine Indian blankets made in Belgium. It's not the decorative wind chimes, and it's not the plastic cowboys. What it is, we promise not to tell, because if there weren't some mystery to the desert, why stop there?
Cruising and playing the radio with no particular place to go.
The Chuck Berry philosophy of travel. Throw the itinerary out the window. Roadside attractions require a similar spontaneity. That's why we're taking a detour in the desert to introduce our big red dinosaur to some big green ones.
Dinosaur Gardens. It was started by Mr. Claude Bell. He had this dream ever since he was a kid to build a big dinosaur.
Mr. Bell's dream came true out here in the desert, where bizarre visions often come to life. His brontosaurus is 150 feet long, with a museum and gift shop inside. We started this trip 4,000 miles, 10 days, and 10 roadside attractions earlier. 93-year-old Miles Mahan began his odyssey before the turn of the century, but we both wound up in the same place, in beat-up Cadillacs on Mahan's half-acre.
Can I get a tour? Well, yes.
What Mahan shows us are the last 35 years of his life, his daily dedication to a narrow strip of dirt beside the highway. He's planted bottle trees.
Where did you collect all of these bottles?
Oh, people brought them here. All this stuff, I never went out looking for no bottles. They brought them.
He's built a house with a Joshua tree for a roof. He's laid out a golf course.
Oh, I had it. He got away.
And he's erected a monument to the namesake of Hulaville.
And you can imagine what a dancer that thing would be. Holy mackerel.
The tour is free. The book with the full story is not.
So I hate to see somebody walk away without my book. It makes me want to cry. You know what I mean?
10's the regular price, right? I'll go ahead and pay you full price.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you see there, fellas, that's how to make money fast.
Occasionally for your money, you also get a floor show.
Here I come with wand in hand, waving a beat so very grand.
These are the places that as a kid, if you threw a backseat fit for 200 miles, you could get your parents to stop once or twice a vacation. Now we're the parents. But in our overscheduled lives, there's less time for roadside distractions. The Miles Mahans, these uniquely American phenomena, are quietly vanishing from our landscape.
Happy trails to you till we meet again.